Hi guys, this is Keith here again from the Upper Tier Podcast, and I'm here again with you with another WrestleMania video. Now, this time around, guys, I'm going to be doing the Undertaker's best, my favorite Undertaker WrestleMania matches. But yeah, look, everyone, to be honest with you, has something that they love about Undertaker, and as well his WrestleMania matches and what his WrestleMania's matches mean to you. And if you have your own favorites, guys, let me down below. Send me a comment or something because I would love to hear your opinion on this. But number 5 down, guys, I have is The Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 17. Now, for me, guys, this match, I thought, over the over scheme of things, I think this match is very underrated, personally, because, like, if you look at it, there's still obviously the Stone Cold McMahon feud as well. That was the main one. Then they had the TLC, which everybody knows, and then the other one is Raven, Big Show, and Kane for the hardcore title. But I feel this match is kind of a bit underappreciated because this match itself was actually a really, 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 really good, solid match. And it doesn't get talked about an awful lot, I feel. So I would actually put it down as one of the most underrated WrestleMania matches, to be quite honest, because I really, really enjoyed it. But let me know, guys, what you think. Do you think it is an underrated match, or how do you feel yourself, or do you think it's probably wasn't the best? But for me, I thought it was a really good, solid match. Number 4 down, guys, I have is Undertaker versus Kane, WrestleMania 14. Now, look, the reason I have this match down is because at that point, Undertaker was in the business for between 7 and 8 years now at this point, and he's kind of gone through the whole of the roster, and he didn't really have anybody else but Kane. To be honest with you, before Kane came into the company, he needed somebody fresh. He needed somebody different, and also to keep his character going for at least a couple of more years before he turned into the American Badass. So Kane was the perfect opponent, I thought, for the Undertaker, as we all know, and it ended up being an amazing storyline, one of the best in WWE history. And also a pretty good wrestling match as well, because the two guys came out looking strong between Undertaker and Kane kicking out of 3 or 4 tombstones, I think it was. So they all looked strong, they all made out to look strong, and at the end of it, a really, really good, solid WrestleMania match as well. Number 3 down, guys, I have is the CM Punk and Undertaker rivalry. Now, look, the reason I have this down is because at that point, Paul Heyman, it's not Paul Heyman, Paul Bearer passed away in 2013. And if you remember, guys, that kind of all culminated into a big storyline, and it was basically like CM Punk taunting Paul Bearer throughout the whole time against Undertaker. And as well as that, Paul Heyman came out as well and dressed up as Paul Bearer. It was a very good build up to it, I thought. Very, very solid build up. But yeah, what did you make of it, guys? Were you happy with it? Did you think it was a bit too much at the time? When CM Punk was kind of taunting Paul Bearer, do you think it was a bit too soon? Do you think they could have done that for next year's WrestleMania instead of that year's WrestleMania? Let me know down below, guys, what you thought of that. But yeah, number 2 down I have is another Triple H and Undertaker match, but this one was a Hell in a Cell. So the reason I have this down, guys, is because personally for myself, it's an end of an era for me because I grew up watching these guys in the Attitude Era. I've been watching wrestling since '96. And honestly, guys, we all have a favorite era. It doesn't matter where you came from, if it's from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, or the late 2000s, or even the 2010s. We all started watching wrestling at a different point in our lives, and we also have a favorite time in our lives when we watch the wrestling. And for me, it was obviously the Attitude Era because I grew up watching all these when I was a kid, and it was a sad day for me, to be honest, because it was actually kind of like the end of your childhood in a way. Like, you seeing all these guys when you've been growing up as a teenager and on this, if you're watching the wrestling and each week and all, and they're eventually retiring then, and you're not going to be seeing them in a wrestling match anymore. So these two obviously had a singles match, and it was the last singles match they had together as well. And it was a bittersweet ending, to be honest, but a fantastic storyline, really, really good way of ending it, and especially atop of the WrestleMania entrance as well, where they all hugged. It was a great, really moment, to be honest with you. But obviously, number one, guys, without any shadow of a doubt, everybody knew anyway what number one was going to be, was The Undertaker versus HBK, WrestleMania 25. For me, it's by far the best WrestleMania match of all time. It had everything. It had drama, it had storytelling, it had amazing wrestling as well. And, two fantastic athletes in the ring. What more could you say, to be quite honest with you? What more could you say about this match? It's probably in everyone's top three or even top two best WrestleMania matches of all time. For me, it's my best wrestling match of all time. I was up in my seat watching this when I watched it live. Couldn't believe it. I actually thought HBK was actually going to win this. I really did at one point. But that's how much they make you believe and how much you get invested in the storyline and in the characters. Amazing though, amazing WrestleMania match. But that's my top five, guys. Let me know down below what you make of it, and if you have anything that you have of your own, your top five, please let me know down below, and I'll chat to you soon.